Morning and welcome to Deep Thoughts by the Dashboard. I'm a little early as always. It seems to be my MO in life. And I just wanted to start this wonderful yet dreary Friday morning in New York with a really big show of gratitude for all of you amazing folks who have taken the time to read my post this morning, who watched my Periscope the other day, and who have been so willing and forthcoming about your own stories and situations, and being so kind to offer advice and suggestions and try to help me with different ways around the challenges that happen with being a school teacher in the position that I'm in. I want to kind of start by saying that being a teacher defines me in all the other fields that I am working in right now. And part of the challenge I'm having is separating myself from the classroom. Part of, I think, what makes my writing compelling and my story compelling is that I have an honesty about the realities of being in the classroom that really does shed a light for many other people. And I don't want to stop doing that. It's not even a matter of comfort. I feel like I'm taking a lot of risks. I'm still doing interesting things. I still mess up all the time. There's so much to learn. But there's more. And this past week, I really encountered the conflict of interest issue. And New York City and New York State have some really, really, really strict laws about conflict of interest, which I'm a little embarrassed to admit I really wasn't so well versed on until, we made phone calls to legal and started finding out a lot of information. And even though for the last few years I've been traveling and I go to conferences and I speak and I've been writing, admittedly and embarrassingly, I didn't actually look at the Chancellor's regs. I probably should have looked at them a long time ago about the specifics of conflict of interest. And I will say this, the conflict of interest laws in New York City are ridiculously specific about what teachers and administrators are and aren't allowed to do. And there have been several people who have offered me some ideas for loopholes, which I am so grateful for, but I definitely need to consider. But I need to talk to more people in legal to really find out what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. And if I'm not able to do the other stuff I want to do, then I really do need to get out of the city system, at least in the capacity that I'm in, because I don't see myself moving forward unless I have the opportunity to go and learn from other people and to share my story and network and make an impact. Making an impact is really, really important to me, and it's becoming more and more clear that being able to do that successfully is something that is very, very challenging. I was supposed to go to the Sound Grading Conference in Portland in December. I was super excited about it. It was the first time ever I had been invited to something that I was not aware of, and it wasn't going to cost me anything, and they had offered to pay me, and it was going to be a really amazing experience. The first roadblock that I hit after my principal signed off on the days was that I wasn't allowed to accept the pay. And on some level I was like, all right, fine, I get it. I can't double dip. It's not appropriate. That is a conflict of interest. I'll give up the pay. It's not a big deal. But she did sign off on allowing me to, get the travel paid for so I wouldn't have to pay for it myself. And then after doing a little digging, Pearson found out that New York State doesn't allow it, which I thought was odd. But now it looks like I'm not going to be able to go to Portland because, unfortunately, paying to go to Portland from New York is a little exorbitant and definitely not a part of my budget right now. And as much as I know I would learn from the conference, my time is valuable, and to go and work for 2 days and have to pay to work, I don't know, as much as I was really looking forward to meeting the people that I was supposed to be working with, it just doesn't look like it's going to work out. which I'm really disappointed about. And it's one of those things where I'm at this amazing point in my career where I'm getting opportunities. People are reading my work. They're interested in what I'm saying. They see what I'm doing in the classroom. They want me to talk to other teachers. So on one level, I'm in this amazing situation where opportunities are being offered. On the other hand, because of this conflict of interest issue, if I can't say yes to those opportunities, I imagine that over time the opportunities will stop coming. So what's a person like me to do in the position that I'm in? And, just a little more disclosure, I owe myself money because I've borrowed against myself when hard times fell on my retirement. So I have to pay myself back, and that's one reason why I can't leave the city system right now, because I don't even know how you pay yourself back if it's not being deducted from your salary when you're working. And in addition to that, the New York City contract was renegotiated, and all the retro pay that I'm due doesn't finish until 2020. So I'm kind of in a jam in New York City unless, I get this wild offer where I could walk away from all the money that I'm due and not feel badly about it, because the new opportunity is just gonna make everything easier so that I won't have to work 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet. In addition to the conflict of interest stuff that happened this week, I had to do Mosel grading, which is my bench line assessment grading of my students, which was awesome. And I also had the opportunity to meet with New York State ASCD and meet wonderful, wonderful people up in Albany who were kind and generous and shared their ideas with me. And I had the opportunity to learn a lot from Larry Epstein about challenging students that I'm most definitely going to be applying in my own space. So basically, again, just a big thank you and a happy Friday to everybody who's read the piece this week, today in particular, and took the time to send me their story. I understand few people will want to comment on the blog because these are very personal stories that you're sharing, but I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all of you who really seem to care about the work that I'm doing and me as a person. That's a really special thing. So to all of you whom I've had the opportunity to meet and everybody else whom I'll hopefully get to meet in the future, thank you so much for everything. Have an awesome Friday.